Hello Sagittarius, and welcome to Sincere Tarot, where you get the raw honest truth. This is your April 2020 forecast, and if you are interested in me covering videos more specific on what you know is going on around the world right now, please let me know and just write any of your comments for other future videos and content you'd like to see from me. I love reading your comments so much. Well, the nice ones. Okay, so this is your theme for April 2020. We have got the Empress, goddess, femininity, Mother Earth, nurturing, someone who's really worked hard, but also, works hard on themselves and, has taken a lot of care about themselves. So you might be doing a lot of self-care this month, and you also might be there for a lot of other people this month as well. People who need that nurturing, that divine goddess, that Earth Mother nurturing. So definitely make sure you're taking care of yourself and also taking care of others as well. That seems to be the theme. All right, let's see how the rest of the cards look. So I've already shuffled off camera. I'm just showing you that I am cutting the deck, and I've got 3 different decks. I've got my I've got my Tarot of the Cat deck, my Thoth deck, and my Mystic Mondays deck, representing what's happening on the surface, beneath the surface, and advice cards. And definitely make sure you stick around until the end where you pick your own destiny cards. And I definitely feel like a lot of people are really going to be needing a lot of guidance, especially this month. And with everything that's going on. And if you haven't already, please like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you never miss a video. Comment, all that good stuff. All right. So let's see. Okay, I don't necessarily see like a lot of surface activity going on, but there's definitely a lot going on beneath the surface. In the above the surface and beneath the surface, I don't see any major arcana cards. I do for some of your advice cards and obviously your theme, right? So even though I feel like in a sense there's definitely a lot going on, I don't think it's going to be like momentous, completely flip your life around. Oh no, wait, you do have one higher arcana card. Okay, anyways, I will show you. So essentially, first I'll show you the on the surface cards, and then I'm going to show you week by week. So during the first week of April, and this lines up with that, feminine energy, with the Empress being your theme, right? We've got the Queen of Swords during the first week. We've got the 3 of Wands during the second week. We've got the Queen of Pentacles the third week, and then we have the Hanged Man. So that is a major arcana card. So essentially you've got very strong feminine energy. I'll explain each one week by week now. So okay, so during the first week, on the surface, we've got the Queen of Swords. Beneath the surface, we've got the 6 of Pentacles, success, also known as the 6 of Discs, same thing. And then your advice card is the Hierophant, also known as the High Priest, and it can also be like a Taurus energy as well. So essentially, during the first week, I feel like you're really, assertive, healthy boundaries. You're thinking more with your head than your heart. And I think that, there are definitely many times in our life where that really serves a purpose. Sometimes we do have to detach emotionally. This seems to overall be well aspected, because I feel like because you've been, for something in the first week, because you've been like logical and solid boundaries and very, made very intelligent decisions that are rational, you are going to see a little bit of success. So this is not like a huge amount of money, but this could be, it could be honestly anything from like a raise, a small inheritance, maybe you're getting some returns on an investment, maybe you're getting that contract for like property or work that you want, maybe it could literally be anything like that. It could also be like physical body. So maybe because, for example, like remember this is general, so you need to just take what applies to you. So maybe because of your determined hard work, and just a decision to actually like really be successful with something, like maybe you are successful physically if you had rehabilitation or goals with exercising and working out. So it could be something like that. Okay, your advice is the Hierophant. So I feel like this almost kind of like amplifies this Queen of Swords because, you know, she's a no nonsense kind of person, and that has led to success. So the Hierophant is saying that, like, okay, well, yes, you have success in the physical world, but maybe like look at things from a higher perspective. Maybe also think about potentially being forgiving to certain people if you think in the long run it's beneficial for like the big picture. And also it might be just if you do feel, I don't necessarily see chaos or disorder in the first part of the month, maybe a little bit later. But I feel like you might want to really ground yourself and just kind of think about like, what's the big picture? What's the big picture of why you're doing what you're doing, right? So not just to be in the three-dimensional, but to kind of look at the three-dimensional from a higher perspective. What's the purpose? Remember the big picture. All right, so during the second week, on the surface, we have got the Three of Wands. Beneath the surface, the Princess of Cups, and your advice card is the Sun. So, the Three of Wands in this deck especially is a very good businesswoman, and I feel like I definitely get that vibe from you know, the success from the Queen of Swords during the first week. I feel like, you know, you've accomplished a certain amount, and maybe you are like planning and taking the first steps of your next goal, or you're taking the success of a previous goal and taking it a step further. You know, you have a lot of wisdom and you're wanting to keep moving forward with that. Beneath the surface, I feel like, at least at this point, for your next goal or taking your next goal to the next level, you've relied a lot on intuition. With the Princess of Cups, she's very intuitive. She goes with the flow. She picks up synchronicity. She listens to her dreams. So like a lot of those like nudges from your, you know, guides and higher self may have helped to lead you to take inspired action into something that like you're very passionate about. So that's cool. Your advice is the Sun, and the Sun as an advice card is a reminder to celebrate, right? So it's not just about hard work, and I don't necessarily see you overworking yourself a huge amount, maybe a little bit, but just to remember to enjoy the good times and to celebrate life. And I also feel that kind of lines up with the Empress because she's worked hard to get to where she is. But now she's able to, you know, but because she's worked so hard, she's able to kick back and relax a little bit and enjoy a bit of the fruits of their labor. And the Sun is also reminding you to do that. Enjoy life. That's pretty good advice. And to celebrate it, you know, and you can do that if you want with people that you love. All right, so during the third week, let's see what we've got. Oh, this is cool. Wow, kind of. Okay, so it looks like on the third week, on the surface, we've got the Queen of Pentacles. Beneath the surface, we've got the Five of Cups, disappointment. And your advice card is the Knight of Pentacles. Okay, so like these aren't necessarily the best aspected royal cards because we've got the Five of Cups, disappointment. So I feel like even though to a degree you're relatively successful, like are you, with the Five of Cups, disappointment, you may not necessarily have that energy to keep moving forward with what you want to move forward with. Maybe you only had like, maybe you're realizing now you only kind of had like accomplished about half of what you wanted to accomplish. Maybe you don't have the passion and energy that you did earlier in the month or previously for what it is you want to accomplish. And yeah, you might have this internal disappointment where you're like, maybe even thinking about like giving up and walking away. Now, your advice card, but like you do have what it takes. And because this isn't the best aspected, like you could potentially be like, when well aspected, the Queen of Pentacles is quite generous. Like she's not going to be stupid with her money, right? She's going to invest it wisely, right? She's not going to penny pinch. So maybe you're penny pinching. Maybe you are not like investing the same way that as much as you should, or maybe you're not, you know, investing as intelligently as you should. Maybe you're not looking at the big picture. Maybe you're thinking more like short term rather than long term. So it could be a number of things. And remember, like pentacles can also be like physical bodies. So maybe you're pushing yourself too hard, or maybe not hard enough at the gym, or just something like that. Yeah, it could be like a lack of investment. But your advice is actually the Knight of Pentacles. And so the Knight of Pentacles is a no risk kind of person. So he does move forward with things, and but it's like a zero risk. So who knows, like one of the potentials is that maybe you are taking too many financial risks, and the Knight of Pentacles is telling you to be smart, to be sensible, zero risk, to think of the long-term, medium-term, short-term goals, and then just one step at a time, moving forward with, you know, just day by day. The Knight of Pentacles, if it was a person, is literally like boring because there's that much lack of risk. He's very predictable. Yeah, and you know exactly what to expect. He's very sensible, and he's not going to do things on a whim. He's going to think things out and take the safest route. So I feel like financially or physically or investment wise, you need to take the absolute safest route that is zero risk. Be smart, be sensible. Okay, so during the 4th week, during the 4th week, we have got on the surface the Hanged Man, beneath the surface the 9 of Swords, cruelty, and your advice card is the 10 of Cups. So I feel like, look, I see mostly you in this reading. I don't really like see that many other people. Like obviously there are going to be people around you this month, but I feel like you're mostly going to be kind of like, everything that's going on is mostly going to be like just with you and not so much influenced by external people. However, it is possible that during the 4th week you are stuck in a situation, you know, maybe because you weren't taking this advice during the 3rd week and being sensible. We'll see. I feel like you're stuck in a situation, and it's not a fair situation. But you're in the situation nonetheless. And one of the good things, like you won't die from it. It's just you're going to be there longer than you want to be. We've got the 9 of Swords, cruelty. So like you might have actually been put into the situation because you were betrayed by someone. Someone might just literally want to see you suffer. And maybe they're just fucking with you because they enjoy it, because they're messed up. I don't know. Yeah, I normally see the 9 of Swords is from someone else, and it often is being betrayed and stabbed in the back. However, it's still a minor arcana card, so like this is minor arcana, this is major arcana. So like this is enough of like a huge kick in the butt for you to be stuck in a situation that you change your perspective, you become enlightened from it, and you're actually going to become a much better and wiser person because of it. So it's kind of like that's the silver lining, or maybe it's more like a gold lining, you know, because you're going to gain so much wisdom from this. And it's not, yeah, but it is going to suck. I would, and your advice card is the 10 of Cups. And the 10 of Cups is saying like, look, beneath the surface during the 3rd week, you had the 5 of Cups. You only got like halfway to what you want, and you're really disappointed because of that. But as an advice card, the 10 of Cups is saying like, you know, you will actually succeed with this emotionally fulfilling, you know, goal that you want, or just having the life that you want, where you have a lot of love and you give a lot of love and you receive a lot of love and you are emotionally fulfilled. And you have maybe a relative amount of security when it comes to relationships, for example. And just doing things that bring you a lot of joy, like you will get there. And this was actually the kick in the butt, the wake-up call that you needed to gain the wisdom from being forced into a different perspective. So just know, just take the lessons, move forward with it, because you will get everything that you want. This is actually a part of the process. So, and, you know, just remember to stay strong and also treat yourself, because you have worked really, really hard to get to where you are today. So like take a step back and like maybe write a list of like 10 things you've accomplished, you know. Yeah, sometimes we're just go, 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 that we actually don't just pause once in a while to actually like look at everything we've accomplished and take some pride in it and treat ourselves. But I feel like you'll do that this month, or you should. All right, pick a number 1, 2, or 3, and you are going to pick your destiny cards. But like do tell me, like, what is it that you think you're disappointed in during like the third week? And, you know, was someone cruel, or was it just like was it another person, or was it like a situation that was cruel? Or third week. The only mistake you can make is not making a choice at all. And your advice is Eight of Pentacles. Just keep working, working, working. If you are in a creative project, whatever your work or job is, if you're training, if you're exercising, like honestly, whatever you're working at, just keep going, because you will get there. You're nearly like 80% there, right? But you just got to keep at it, right? You will hit gold. You need to keep digging. That's pretty good. If you pick two, let's see what we've got. Oh Lord. Oh my God. Okay, so if you pick two, I feel like the betrayal might come from someone else during the third or fourth week. So if you pick two, on the surface, we've got the Three of Swords. Beneath the surface, the Four of Swords. And your advice card is the Six of Cups. Okay, so yeah, so if you pick two, you are quarreling with someone, maybe more than one person potentially, or you're quarreling with someone because of someone else. And I feel like you were betrayed potentially, or someone was like lying or being dishonest, or like, you know, but it's a very ego thing, because swords are very, you know, in your head and not really like speaking with the heart. But you know, everyone gets their guard up when they're hurt. It's normal. And yeah, so someone, and this could be a lover, this could be a friend, it could be a family member, but regardless, see how they have similar dress? These people used to get along totally fine, like two peas in a pod. Not anymore, completely different pages, and it might even not be like outward arguing. If it is, it might be more like texts and things like that, or conversations, but like it could just be tension and just thinking really negative thoughts about one another. Your advice, but you know what is interesting is beneath the surface we've got Four of Swords, Truth. So I feel like both of you are getting in the place to, or if it's a group of people, are getting into a place of you know, beginning to at least like temporarily put your swords down and really think about the lessons, and take like the rest that is needed for you to kind of get over this, because this takes a lot of energy. And sometimes after we have a lot of tension or a big argument, especially if it's been going on for a long time, you know, we need to kind of like rest, chill out, and create that space. So I feel like beneath the surface, there is the beginning of you guys kind of like moving a step beyond this, right? Because we got the Three of Swords moving on to the Four of Swords. So that's good. It's not like everything's going to be hunky-dory, but I think there's going to be less hatred directed towards one another. What is with me today? All right, your advice. Oh my God. Put that properly. Can you tell I don't edit my videos? All right, your advice card is the Six of Cups, and the Six of Cups is the total nostalgia card. So honestly, you might want to look at, you know, pictures, or just think about memories of the good times that you had, and maybe watch videos of you guys having fun time. And I feel like that might soften things up to kind of like remember, you know, how close you used to be. And it might like put you in the mind frame, both of you, of, you know, getting back to there. But yeah, when you're in that like Three of Swords energy, it's like you're not going to want to do that. But just, do you want to be angry forever? I know you don't, and this other person doesn't. So just kind of think about the good times and maybe say a silly joke or something that you used to always say, like just to lighten up the mood and know that, you know, you guys did have good times together and you can have more good times together. So anyways, okay, so let's see. If you picked 3, we've got the Knight of Pentacles on the surface, the Fool beneath the surface, and Princess of Wands as your advice card. This is interesting because you got the Knight of Pentacles as your advice card for the 3rd week. And so this is interesting. I feel like, you know, during the 3rd week, you will take that advice where you will move forward sensibly, and it might be brand new for you because, so like the Fool, it is, I think it's positively aspected. These are positive cards, positive royal cards. So I feel like maybe you moving forward sensibly for you might actually be something brand new, because maybe you've been a little bit, this is just an assumption, maybe you've been a little bit reckless and rash and irrational before, and just kind of done things on a whim. So I think that is good, you know, that you'll be moving forward. It could also be the other way around, like maybe you were being overly sensible and just not taking any risks at all, right? But I feel like you have a new clean slate, a new start, like the baggage is kind of left behind, and maybe just looking at things with a new, almost like childlike perspective, which can be refreshing. Your advice is actually the Princess of Wands. So even though I feel like you will be moving forward sensibly, potentially after this disappointment during the 3rd week, your advice is actually, and because that's safe, this is safe, right? Knowing what you're going to do every single day is safe, and taking 0 risks is safe for you and for a lot of people. But your advice is actually the Princess of Wands, and to kind of also move forward with inspiration. And, you know, I do see a little bit of inspiration. I see the light, you know, coming up from the earth, right? So I feel like it's going to be a balance. You need to balance being sensible, practical, but also kind of, if you feel like, if you have an inspired thought, to go with it, because that inspiration comes from your higher self. It comes from that nudge from your guides. It comes from you aligning yourself towards your true desire, right? So I feel like, don't just be like 100% 0 risk, right? Also balance like listening to that internal flame within you, and also keeping a bit playful. Don't be too hard. Don't be too, you know, what's the word? Solid, to weighing your, you know, you can balance both, if that makes sense. All right, if you'd like a private reading, send me an email or check out my website. That's all in the information below. I do monthly, mid-monthly videos, so definitely make sure you check them out all the time. You can also follow me on social media. Those links are also in the description box below. And what was I gonna say? I feel like I was gonna say one more thing. Oh yeah, comment. And if you're still here, you get a secret bonus card. Ooh, okay, secret bonus card. Secret bonus. Ooh, this one just fell out. I didn't even realize it. Should I show you? Okay. And I noticed this one when I was shuffling too. So it's just, I feel like it's meant to come out. So the Death card in this deck symbolizes like, it's the end of a cycle. Something that's been potentially a long time coming, and it could have something to do with the disappointment and the betrayal during the latter half of the month. And I feel like it's going to change you. It's going to transform you. Maybe being in the Hanged Man, being stuck in this situation, is forcing you to change, that you'll never go back to the way that you used to be. And all changes have an end and a beginning, and so you might be kind of in the end part of that. I'm gonna pick just one more card. Oh, this is cool. 6 of Pentacles. Money comes, money goes. Friends come, friends go. Work comes, work goes. The sun rises, the sun sets. We inhale, we exhale. just be in balance with that. We have light, we have dark, and just there's an ebb and a flow to life, and just make sure that you embrace that. There's death and there's rebirth, okay? Have a great month. Bye.